Hey guys, I'm Kenny, the local tech geek reporter. I know tons about snowboard construction, boots, bindings. If you have a question, hit me up. So today what we're doing is we're talking about seconds. What makes a second, how it rides, all that type of stuff. So first off, what makes a second is when they're going through their final quality control at the factory, there's some sort of cosmetic issue. Not an issue that's going to make the board ride weird or not be warranted at all, because it still comes with a full warranty from the factory. So when they're doing their final control, either the graphics off either direction by 5% or more, the color is a little bit off, there's a blemish in the top sheet where there's a little dimple, the die cut on the base might not mesh up properly, and we'll go over all that today. Hey guys, so right now we're going to do the 2010 Hero Limited. I'm going to let you take a look at both the boards and see if you can see what makes it a second. Then I'll go through and I'll show you what it does. Alright, I'll go ahead and flip them over so we can look at the bases. Alright, you guys catch what the second was? If not, I'll flip them over and I'll show you. Okay, so this one right here is going to be the second. Take a look at that little nick right there. That's one reason. This board actually has two reasons that it's a second. It's that right there, and then Mr. Seal's sunglasses are just a little bit off. They're sitting a little too high. That thing right there that looks like an eyebrow, that's actually supposed to be the top of his head. If you take a look at the production model, there it is, top of his head, not an eyebrow. So if we go ahead and we flip the board over, I'll show you the tiny little second. See that little stamp right there? That's the only stamp that you're going to have on this board that makes it know that it's a second. Take that in your local shop, they can grind that out in 2 seconds. Not a problem at all. So, we're going to go ahead and take a look at a few more boards tonight and show you guys different types of seconds. This one is just got a little bit of nick when one board might have hit the other. Something happened during manufacturing, but that's the major issue. Once again, the graphic was a little bit off on the sunglasses too. Hey guys, so next up is the 2010 T6. I'm gonna give you a shot of both of them. Take a look, see if you can find what makes it a second. Alright, so the reason that I have a 56 and a 64, I needed another T6 and I didn't have the 56 available to me in a production. That's why there's a 64. So, by now hopefully you figured out the 56 is a second. So, it actually isn't on the top sheet this time, it's on the base. So I flip it over, and hopefully my cameraman can get a good shot of this. Right there, in the right light, you're going to see just a little bit of a color variation. What happened is there's a little bit of a gouge in the base, and I had to use some base filler to fill that in. It's not going to affect the ride whatsoever. I've got tons and tons of base filler on my board. I can't even tell. So yeah, that's what makes it a second. If you take a look at the tip, right up there, see that little tiny mark in there? Yeah, I don't know if your eyes are good enough, but it says second. And you know what, if you don't want it there, it takes about 10 minutes in the shop and a 6-pack of beer if you're a local tech. You can take care of that, get that out of there for you. So this one just had a little bit of base issue that needed a little bit of filler. That was the issue on this board. Alright, so now we're looking at the 2010 Burton Custom. Take a look at both and tell me if you can tell me what the issue with this one is. I'll flip it over so you can take a look at the bases. One cool thing I want to point out is that Burton does their part in the community and they mix and match all the bases. So you aren't going to get the same base each time, but that's a lot less waste, because if they were to make the same base, there would be so much excess that was wasted. So what I'll do is I'll show you what makes this one a second. I hope this was one of the easier ones for you guys to tell what the issue was. But which one is a second and which one's production, that's the harder part. So the issue is when they were mixing the paint, they messed up. This is a production color, this is the mess up color. So what you're getting with this board is a super unique board that not a lot of other people are going to have, because this is a color that it was supposed to be. Very, very few got this color. And even luckier on this board, second isn't stamped on the base. And there's a few of those out there. Most of them have second, some of them don't. Alright guys, next up is a 2010, one of my favorite boards, 2010 Burton Fish. Let's take a look at this bad boy, tell me what you think. Alright, let me flip them over. Once again, you see the bases being switched as far as colors go. Once again, Burton doing their part to try and help the environment out. Use as little materials as possible to make as many boards. Alright, do you see what the issue was? Let me show you. So this one right here, if you look right there, a little bit of discoloration in there, because where the edge met up with the base, there's a little bit of a gap, so they had to put just a little bit of filler in there, as well as where the edge was supposed to meet itself, there's a little tiny gap between the two. So that made it so it wasn't 100% production quality. Take a look at this one, perfect mesh up. So once again, take a little look. Oh, you're getting lucky on this one too. There is no second stamp there. So once again, getting lucky with not having second stamped on there. That's a big deal to you. You know what, I've got a bunch of boards that have second stamped on there. And I ride them like that, because I have no issues with knowing that the board is a second. I know it's going to ride perfectly well. Still got the full warranty. No issues with the boards whatsoever. Besides maybe a little graphic defect here or there.